Hi everyone, my name's Ellie and welcome back to the Curio Stitches podcast. I am coming to you from Exeter. Today is the 30th of November, so it's going to say a month between recording videos. It is a very foggy, grey, cold, wet, windy day outside, but thanks to the wonders of technology, I have nice studio lights. Okay, so this podcast is about knitting, spinning, sewing, crochet, and then about my hand dyeing yarn business, Curio Stitches, which I'm going to do a separate video about for all the colourways that I've got. But today I'm going to show you my pagan calendar, self-striping right at the very end. So today I have got a couple of finished objects, knitting wise. I have got a couple of works in progress. I have got some crochet, some sewing, some stash enhancement, and some other bits that I've picked up. So normally I record and you can see that way into my room, but I thought I'm going to mix it up. We're going to sit here. I've literally just turned my chair. This is how small my room is. So the window's there, the door is there. My sewing station is there, shop supplies over there, personal supplies here, officey bits here. Oh, these are my paintings, which you've seen on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm Curio_Stitches. So yes, trying to ignore this bit here. That's my filing. It's very neat filing, but it's filing. And I haven't yet put photos in here. This is a new frame. And it says, "This is my happy place." And my lovely little baby monstera. And all my sheepy bits. And yeah, this is a shelf that Abby made for me. Back in the end of spring, I want to say. It was still cold. But I saw one on Pinterest. And I wanted it at Christmas. And Abby made it for me in the spring. So, clear my throat. I'm going to very briefly take a sip of tea in my lovely big flask mug cup thing. Excuse me. Now, I haven't recorded in a while, so it might be a bit rambly. You have to bear with. Okay, so first things first, I'm not wearing black. I'm wearing a black vest, but that doesn't count. I'm trying to have a bit more lightness in my life. I'm not losing my gothic touch, don't worry. I still like all the witchy stuff. I just haven't worn this white shirt in ages, and normally I wear it under a jumper or open in the summer, but I wanted to wear it today. My hair is different yet again, because it wouldn't be me or this sort of vlogcast without me having crazy changes going on. It's going to change again before next time I record, possibly later today, but hey ho. So let's get on to finished objects. Now, the first one, you're just going to see it in the bag. This is my Feline Phantom pullover. And this is in testing at the moment. The test knitters have got 3.5, 4 weeks left to get theirs finished. I'm hoping that everyone finishes by Christmas because I'd really like to release it on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. It is a Feline Phantom pullover on Instagram. Shaiyeh, who is Shaiyeh, who has the Witchy Knits podcast, has been test knitting it. So I will try and link to her video down below. So you can go and gawk at hers. It's lovely. And I will link to the other test knitters on Instagram so you can see their works in progress. Also, Rachel, who is Rachel Ray on YouTube. I'll link to her podcast because she's been test knitting it as well for me. And I'm going to do a sort of photo montage, mini-sewed sort of thing, as well as the designer process behind it, which I said about before, as a special for when it's released. Oh, and of course Model Mine, because I'm so excited. I love it. And of course, Feline Phantom feline bag. My cat has just jumped back out the lounge window and now wants to come back in. Okay, so I do have also coming out this week, oh, it's tomorrow, Tuesday the 4th, the Crescent Moon shawl, which everyone bar one person has finished test knitting now. So it's finger weight and sport weight shawl, and it's sort of a triangular shape, and then it's got a cable detail, and you can do it with or without beads. I will insert here a montage of my test knitters posing with all their beautiful samples, so I'll put that in here and then come back. Okay, I'm not showing you mine because it's still on the blocking mat, which is downstairs. And yeah, no, I'm not showing it to you until it's perfect. So I did mine beaded in this colour here. If I can just grab it off the shelf. This one. Now, I don't actually have this base anymore. This is my old Duchess colourway, but I've reinvented it. And this is a new Duchess, although it might have a different name change. So this is on, I knit mine with merino silk and black beads. And this beauty. So I can still dye this one. I can. If people want it, let me know. But anyway, so mine's in this, and you'll have to wait for the grand reveal because I'll be doing a separate video for that one too. Because it's so pretty and I love it, and it's so sparkly. So yes, just pop that one back up there. So there we go. Yes. So I will do all the releasey photos and everything like that as a separate little video and pop that up tomorrow when the pattern goes live on the website, which, in case you didn't know, is curiostitches.com, and then it's /patterns. Okay, so on to my test knit that I've been doing for a friend. So I have been working on the Lycia crop, which is this beauty here, for my friend who goes on Instagram as Caffeinated Cables, and I know her as Lillian Rose. So yeah, she posted this photo on Instagram a couple of months ago, and I was like, I need to knit that, please. She's like, it's not ready yet. I was like, I'll test knit. So I dyed up some yarn on sport weight. So this is the new Duchess, but like I said, it might change. And this is what I have left. So I've 100 grams skein. I used 67 grams, which is around 189 meters, and I made the third size, which is for small. So the finished fit should be a 32 to 34 inch. Now I am somewhere between a 32.5 and a 33 inch bust. That's full bust. But the actual finished size of the garment is 23 inches, which is amazing. Now I did follow the pattern exactly, and I used the needles that are called for. This pattern is coming out on Friday, so this Friday the 4th, but I will link down below to her Instagram profile so you'll know exactly where to go, because I think she's putting up in 2 places. Yeah, this. So I did take a couple of dorky photos in the kitchen. I had a couple of dorky photos taken in the kitchen wearing it. I don't know how to wear these things. I feel very self-conscious because I'm not a fan of my own body. Hardly anyone is these days. Don't get me wrong, it works, it keeps me going. I'm just not a fan. So I will put up one photo in here. And now I'll show you it not on me. Yes, that was from the back. So this is the Lycia crop. It's one side, that's the other. They're the same, very similar on both sides. And, oh, okay, so this is not blocked yet, but it didn't need it. And I know blocking improves everything. But, ready, watch. Ooh. Now, I use a Norwegian cast on for the edge because in my experience, that is the stretchiest bind off or cast on that I found. So, yeah, it works. It's a beautiful, beautiful top. Highly recommend it. A lot of the other test knitters did different sizes to me. I was just, yeah. So there you go. So it's beautifully stretchy and squishy and I love it. I will wear it a lot when I get over my whole self-consciousness. So in the summer, this is going to be amazing. So yes, isn't it beautiful? So yeah, like I said, it will be linked down below. And then in my next episode, I will link it again where you can get the patterns. So I will just pop that out of the way. Yes, I went down, not around. I need another sip of tea because I'm dry. Oh, magpies. Excuse me. Okay, so projects that I have shown on here before, I will just grab because I've got two. One of which is the pink velvet. I showed you the wrong bag before. That's the Feline Phantom. This is the pink velvet. So, pink velvet pullover by Andrea Mowry. This is ever such a lovely, lovely project. Now, I've kept the body on circular with some tip, protector. Now, I didn't need to do much more. I put it out the right way. Oh, it's all in a tangle. So last time I showed you, I was where the bat is. So there's maybe another inch. And then I only had this much yarn left. There we go. So one ball ran out here. So I stopped on the body. And I've picked up for the sleeve with some new yarn, new balls. And yes, you can see it's a difference, but I don't care. So there it is so far. Now, okay, I've not worked on this much this last month, but I've been busy doing lots of other knitting. And I know that I love this so much that it doesn't matter when I come back to knitting it, I will love it. It's such a joy to knit on. And now, it's sleeves and body and ribbing, and it's just stockinette, and I can just knit it watching telly in the evening, and it's lovely. So I'm using Caspian's and Caspian's circular, circular, and Carbon's DPNs. The purple is yarn that I over dyed, and I now have it as a colourway for my own yarns because I managed to figure out the formula perfectly. Not tooting my own horn, but I'm very proud of that. And the black is my Poison colourway, which I have stolen for another project. So yes, that is that one. Now my other work in progress is living in my little witchy project bag. I've had this for years. It's from Slip Stitch Studios, and I have got this much left. So this is my iridescent self-striping. which hasn't come back yet, but it might. It might come back next week. So I am now, this is where I was last time. It's wrapped around it. This marker here is where I was last time, because I checked on the video and I was about that far past that splodge. So if I just take out this needle, it's now a very, very, very long sock. So at the other end, I am going to put on another toe. And the votes were in and we're going with grey. So it's going to be sort of mid to light grey for heels and the ribbing cuff at the top. Now I'm going to keep knitting this until I completely run out, like I said. And then what I shall do is just tuck that back in there. Put in true afterthought heels at both ends, and then measure how far I want for my legs, and then whatever's left in the middle I shall either make some shorties or something else with. I'm just enjoying just knitting and knitting and knitting and knitting with this. It's just it's so relaxing and it's so pretty. So this is Iridescent and it's showing up really nicely today, which is nice. So yeah, it's very difficult to get purple to show on camera, and there are two purples in this, and I'm so happy that you can actually see them. So this little stitch marker, I say little, it's quite a big one, that's my progress keeper. That is also from Caffeinated Cables, which I showed you last time. So that is all my current knitting that isn't my design. Those all live, that cubby there, and then I've got a basket down there. So I'm very, very busy with all my, the bead just came off, with all my knitting at the moment, and I don't have much time for my own play knitting. That's what I call it, my work knitting and my play knitting. But that's fine, it's what I've chosen. So yes, I'll put that there. Okay, so moving on, do we do, oh, I didn't get my cross stitch. One moment, callers. Right, I've got my cross stitch because I want to show you my cross stitch before I show you my crochet. Don't know why, but yes. So if you watch Shaiyeh, you'll know that she and I did a little cross stitch together. I absolutely love doing cross stitch, but I like doing it with other people to sort of keep going, sort of thing. So I did mine on this lovely, oh, I don't know if you're going to see the light, sparkly Ada. You see the sparkles? You see the sparkles? Not really. Let's see. There. So it's all glistening and sparkly. Now I have to bring it back here, otherwise it'll blow out. So this is little witchy hat with a moon and little frame. Now I haven't done my extra text yet. I have still got plenty of space to add mine, and mine is going to say Curio Stitches. So yes, and that is going to go on my project bag, same as Shaiyeh has done, but my project bag is going to be behind this is going to be some silver metal fabric. It's very, very vintage fabric that was my grand's, and it's just a scrap that my mum gave me years ago. Let's see, my mum passed away in February 11, and she gave it to me about 10 years before that, so I've probably had it about 20 years, but I've never known what to do with it. Probably a bit longer. I remember when I was younger I thought about making it into a corset, but actually I think using it as a project bag with this would be absolutely wonderful. So I used dark pink and a sort of very dark gold, so it's almost gunmetal but with a hint of yellow in it. And yes, metallic thread is a horrible, horrible thing. I hated working with it, but at the same time I love the result, so you know. Now these are both DMC. I don't know what the pink is, I don't know what the gold is without getting the threads out of the box. But this piece of Ada is a very big piece, because years ago I started using it to make some My Little Ponies for my children, and then they grew out of it before I, got around to finishing them. And they were like, "Don't worry, Mum." Okay. So I will be unpicking all this, so I can use the Ada for something else, like this. I do have a lot more projects to do. My next one, I'm thinking, is going to be this. And this is just a picture that I took from Pinterest. But from this, I can work out, on a grid, graph paper, what needs to go where. And it's going to be beautiful. I do actually have some black or very dark blue Ada. That is an 18 count, I think. Yes. So that is going to be one of my next projects for cross stitch. If you don't like cross stitch, I don't really care. I love cross stitch. It's not that I don't care. It's just I don't often show everything that I do craft wise. And I did this and I'm proud of it and it's so pretty. I was going to show you all. So there we go. Plus I know a few of you out there will be going, "Yay, you do cross stitch too." It's like, yes I do. Just not very often. So we'll go crochet next and then some sewing. Okay, so my current crochet project is the blanket that I started for my middle daughter for Christmas, so Kira, and I'm using these colours. Now she does like white as well, but I'm not going to be using white because that means I'd have to buy more yarn and I don't want to buy any more than I have to. So I'm using burgundy, black and is it heathered grey heather, and these are all Karen Simply Soft. They are all medium and they are all 170 grams the black and the black, oh let's start this again. Okay, so the grey is 141.7 grams for 228 meters. The black is 170 grams, which is 288 meters, and the blue is 170 grams, which is 288 meters. So I actually had these left over from, I had some black and I used that up, and I had some of this left over from the Magical Girl cowl that I showed you last time, which was also for my middle daughter. So I figured I'd use these in her blanket as well. So it meant that I had this much left of the burgundy, I had one and a bit of these left of the black, and then I had one and a bit of grey left from when I did my youngest daughter's blanket last Christmas. So I'm using my 4.5mm hook, which is beautiful and glittery. So it's a Chagu hook, but it's covered in this sparkly Fimo. And so it's doubled, just so I can show you on camera. So I am here on this side. I haven't yet gone back round that side. And so it goes, I did it from the middle and I'm working out and round. So if you ignore the middle spine, there are 3 grey and then there's 2 red, 3 black, 3 grey, 2 red, etc. So it's 3s except for the red, which is 2s. And I'm just doing granny stripe. So it's not really granny stripe. It's a solid double crochet or treble crochet, whichever side of the pond you're on. And I'm not really aiming so much for her to have a bed blanket. It's more of something to wrap around her in the evening if she's cold while sat on bed or, in her room or whatever. So these are her favourite colours. So I'm hoping she's going to like it. So that is my crochet. Okay, so my last bit of actual making to show you is some sewing. Now this is using fabrics that was gifted to me I want to say 7 or 8 years ago by my friend Alex. I can't remember her Instagram handle name. I don't think she's really on there very much anymore. Alex, you know who you are, my sweetheart. So this fabric was from her. That's blowing that right up. There you go. And it's absolutely beautiful. Now I've ironed it just so you can see the shape of the top, but it's actually more of a crinkly fabric. So this is a self-drafted pattern. It's got a slight high-low hem, which I absolutely love. And this is based on my grey blouse that I am absolutely in love with. Very similar shape, very similar style. I changed the dart position, I changed the neckline, I changed everything about it, including the sizes, so that it would fit me now, because I'm bigger than that top. So I needed a new one. So this was my first attempt, and I absolutely love it. I had to make the interfacings for the arms and the neck, drafted all those, and it fits lovely. Now it's too cold to show you today, but you will see this being worn in future episodes because I absolutely love it. And I plan to make a lot more of them because it's so comfy and floaty. And so that's the self-drafted pattern, which is something I haven't done in years. And I absolutely love how it came out. Yes. What else do I want to say about it? Not a lot. I do have a lot of sewing projects. They just wait by the wayside. At the moment on my mannequin I have a skirt I've started, and next to it I have some trousers that I've started, and I have a whole list, but they will all come over time. So lastly is just stash and stuff that's come into the house. So for Christmas I am making lots of presents for people because crafter, multicraftual, etc. But Abby has asked me if I can make her some wolf moon mitts, because the yarn that I used to design these is the same yarn that her scarf is made from, that I started for her years ago. I just put that one upside down. It's my own design. So these, they're too big for me. This is the large size. The others are behind me on there. So this is what it looks like in this fabric. Now these are available on my website, CurioStitches.com, and they're also available on Love Crafts. So I bought another skein because I didn't have enough to make a pair with what I had left. So I bought another skein specifically for Abby for these presents. And then I should be making her a matching hat as well, which I will write up and, you know, add on to the site. It's going to be very basic with these textured stripes in it. It's going to be lovely. And yes, I will come on here and model it for you, and I will get some photos of Abby wearing it. So yes. So I bought that yarn for that. And then if you remember, if you're new here, you won't know this, but if you go back, say this time last year, I had black hair at the time to back here. I told you my hair changes a lot, because why not? I knit a niece a hat using finger weight yarn held double. I can't remember what the pattern was called. But anyway, I will insert the name of the pattern here because I'm going to be knitting another one for my other niece. I'm going to bring that really close and see if it... No, it's just blowing out really badly. Okay, well this is sparkly yarn. Again, it's Karen Simply Soft. You can't see it sparkle. It's beautiful. I'm hoping when it's finished you'll be able to see it. The hat begins with a B. I've already written it at the bottom. Doesn't matter. So this yarn I used to make another wolf moon mitt, and I'm going to be using this to make a hat and some matching little version, but I'm going to add a little flap at the top here and a little flap here because it's for baby and she's really cute and I love her. Yes, so for little Kiwi, this is going to be for her for Christmas. So that is my only yarn acquisition this year. Yeah. And these I only managed to get because I had to go and get a new lock. So I thought, oh, while I'm here, I'll pick some of that up. And I managed to get myself a diary for next year. Now, I know you guys don't care about stationery. I love stationery. And this one really tickled my boat. So it's my 2021 diary and it's got all the constellations on the front. I love the stars and everything else. So yes. And like I said, it's just a general diary. But I love them and I use them every day. And I've got two that I use. One is like a weekly spread and then one is a daily. And then I have my wall planner, which is where everything goes. So yeah, so that I'm ready for next year and I'm going to be pushing it up a little bit inside. So, yeah. Now, before this second lockdown happened, Abby managed to get home to see her family, and while she was there she picked me up a present. So she went to an antique shop and they had these. These are little notions tins. Aren't they cute? And because at the time I was still doing that cross stitch and I didn't have a colour that I wanted, she took it on herself to fill it with embroidery threads. I hadn't asked for them at all. And she just went and got these ones. They're absolutely lovely. Love all these colours. And ironically, I had just put the same colours in my basket somewhere online. So she bought these locally to where they were. You know, in someone's little shop. Out in the back of nowhere. Shop small. And then, what got even better was there was this inside. And the lady selling them had no idea what it was. And Abby was able to go, I know what they are. So in here are sheepy stitch markers. So there's two of each. So we've got, let's see. No, you're not going to be able to see. So it's a green sheep. Oh, there we go. Green sheep jumper. And blue sheepy jumper and a red sheepy jumper, and I love them, absolutely love them. It was just so thoughtful a present. So yes, I got presents. I love little thoughtful gifts. I'm not someone for big gifts. I like little things, you know. So yes. And then when she got home, she told me that because she couldn't get any black, she bought me some black as well. So the black DMC thread, I saved this off the parcel that she gave to me, was from Crafty Critters. There we go. So yes. And that's not all. Now the rest of my stuff that's come in isn't knitting related, but it sort of is, because I got this set of boxes. So there's a smaller one and there's a larger one. So these are going to be used for knitting needles and DPNs. Because I had a massive purge of knitting needles. Because over the years I have collected knitting needles because they were pretty or antique and I didn't use them. Now I have reached a point where if I'm not using it, it's gone. On the website I had a massive de-stash sale in the curiosity cabinet area. So if you want anything that's cheaper, including spindles, I put loads of spindles up there as well. You know, ones that I just don't use anymore. Go and have a look. So this means that if they don't fit in here, that's it. I have a couple of little cases in here. One's my Charagu and one is my Hohi needle holder, and that's it. So if they don't fit in those and that, I don't need them. And then the final thing I got was some washi tapes. So this was back when Flying Tiger was open, but I forgot to show you. So I got some of these. And it irritated me a little bit because they all go different ways in the box. It's just me being petty, I know. But I love them because these are translucent and these are glittery. They're so pretty. I love washi tape. And then I have these as well. And these were not from Tiger, these were from the range. But I love them. Ooh, washi tape. There you go. There you can see. Now I especially love these ones, but I don't know. I love them all. Obviously I love more than others. For example, there's moons on this one, moon phases, and then there's pinky and gunmetal and purples and so yes, I will be playing at prettying up my my calendars and diaries. So other than that, nothing much really else has been going on. Other than all the knitting and designing and sewing and things that go on behind the scenes that I don't show on the podcast, because otherwise I'd never stop recording. Although I am tempted to start vlogging a little bit, but I realised last time when I recorded that all those plans that I'd made just weren't possible. I have far too much anxiety to sit and record 3 or 4 times a week and everything else that goes on. It's just not me. I wish it was. I'd love to be like that. You know, I'd love to be, it's not a lack of dedication. It's pure anxiety and nerves. And so much so, I've just sat on my hands. Behave, hands. Right, so I'm just going to record when I say I'm going to record to myself. I'm not going to be held accountable by anyone else other than myself. And I can deal with that then. So yeah. It helps a lot if I get interaction down below or on the website or, you know, over on Instagram. It makes me feel like I'm not just talking to myself. So, yeah. At the moment, I'm imagining 2 or 3 different people that I'm just talking to you. So, hi. I'll poke you and say it's you on Instagram later. But finally, if you don't want to know any of the Yarny shop update stuff that happened on Friday, I know today's Monday, no, Saturday, I had my Shop Small Saturday update. It was my biggest update of the year. I'm going to show my self-striping collection for the Pagan calendar. There are a few others that are on the website as well, but today I'm just going to concentrate on the Pagan calendar ones. So if you don't want to see those, thank you very much for being here. If you're a returning viewer, thank you very much indeed for coming back. I really appreciate you being here. Yeah, I'm going to get on with the shop stuff. Okay. Just move my crochet. So, because I'm organised some of the time, I have now got these swatch cards. So that when I'm dyeing my yarns, I can flick through. I've got all my recipes and everything written down. But as a quick visualizer, so in here, as soon as I finish recording, I'm going to be putting like little tassels, like you do on normal swatch cards. So, this is the Pagan calendar wheel. So, for Imbolc, which is, sorry, I thread the wrong way, which is the 2nd of February. So, for me, the Pagan calendar starts with Imbolc. That's the way I've always seen it anyway. So, it's spring. My candle's a bit flickery. So, this is Imbolc. So, this is it knitted and this is it just wrapped. So, that is the 2nd of February. Now, all of these are already up on Instagram and in the shop. And then there is Ostara, or Estra, which is the 19th to the 22nd of, I want to say March. Yes, March, which is what the Christians have as Easter. And then we have Beltane, which is the 1st of May. That's this beauty. This is 2 different greens. There and there. So it's very rich, beautiful. And then for the 19th to the 23rd of June is my Litha. And then it is Lugnasad, or Lugnasad. And I crocheted this one just to get it done. Because crocheting is so much quicker than knitting, as you know. And if you don't know, you need to learn to crochet. It's very, very quick. So yeah, that's a bit blowy up. There you go. And then, so that's, Lugnasad is sort of harvest. And then it's Mabon, which is a 3-colour stripe, not a 4-colour stripe. Isn't that beautiful? So Mabon is in autumn. So it's all the leaves and then the evergreen trees like pines and things. And then it's Samhain or Samhain, which is Halloween. Around the same time. This is the 21st, Mabon is the 21st, the 24th of September, and this one is the 1st of November. So this is Samhain. And then it is Yule, or Yule, which is this one. So those are my pagan calendar colourways. And I have been wanting to do them for ages. So they are all pre-orders. Just because it takes so long to make a self-striping yarn and there's so much work involved, it takes away from time that I have to dye and sew anything else for the shop. So those are pre-ordered and I make them as the orders come in, and, you know, then ship them out as soon as they're dry, sort of thing. So the other colours that are up, that are self-striping colourways, that are not part of the pagan ones, we have got, excuse me, Bramble Bush. We have got China Blue. We've got Berry Medley. Goth Girl. Obviously one of my favourites. This one, let's see if you can see more of the straps. Oh, beautiful, special and sparkly. And then finally is my fig colourway, which is I don't know how to say, Ficus or Ficus Carica. Fig. Ficus Carica. Da, da, da. Those are my yarn showies this week. Showies. I like that. Showies. It's not a real word. Just made it up. Showies. Okay. I think that's about it for this week. Or today. I'm drinking organic Clipper tea. It's all I drink. Organic Clipper black tea. It's lovely. With a bit of soy milk and a little bit of sugar. Because otherwise tea's too bitter. So yes, I hope very much that you've enjoyed today. If you have liked it, please consider liking and subscribing down below. If you subscribe, think about turning on that little bell so that you know when my episodes come out. It would be more handy for you rather than waiting. I'm trying to get back into this. Be patient, be gentle with me, and it'll happen. Okay, so I will have a lot more to talk about next time. There won't be any more stash stuff unless I don't record until after Christmas, in which case maybe I might get something nice for Christmas to do with crafty stuff. I don't know. Depends how much of a good girl I've been. So, as in Father Christmas, everyone. Father Christmas. He's real. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Stay warm, stay crafty, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.